Hello. Welcome again, guys and girls. This is a look at Fallout Shelter, the board game. I got this some years ago. I thought I'd done a video about this. I searched my videos. I didn't see that I did anything on it, or maybe I mentioned it. I did get this, I believe, at a. Where the hell did I get this? I don't know if I got this from a convention or if I just added it on to an order from Cool Stuff just to push it over 100, for the free shipping. I mean, come on. If you're going to buy games from Cool Stuff, you might as well buy $100 worth of stuff. But my son informed me, which I didn't know. He said there is a Fallout Shelter video game. I never seen it. I never played it. But this board game here, it comes in this metal container, just the exact same kind of metal container that you would have that your lunchbox would have been made out of if you were a kid that grew up in the 70s. It even has a painted on handle up here where the handle would be. You see, that's cool. It is imprinted. I don't know. Let me see if you guys can maybe. Yeah, see how it's got raised areas. So it's like your old school lunchbox. On the back here, it's got some pictures of some of the cards that where you create rooms. Real quick, let's open it up. I probably screwed everything up by flipping it over. It comes with a rule pamphlet. The back page is the icon reference, and you'll need to reference this many times. Maybe half a dozen times. You might not have to look at it very often after that. But your first few games, you're for sure going to want to look at that. Here's a little background in the event of the Overseer death. If you know Fallout, yeah, you'll like this. Here's showing how you set up the game. Here's your certain decks. Here's one players on each side. This is your elevators here in the middle. You can go to another player's base. So like you're going to have, or shelter. So like one player will have a shelter here, another player will have a shelter here. You can make rooms on different sides of those. No, I'm wrong. This is the black elevator. These rooms up here, I think, are what you start with. Then, as the game progresses and you pick cards, you can add rooms to your shelter, but only you. No, you can go to other people's shelter, but there's something involved with that as well. I think it helps them. So, I mean, you can go to your shelter and get all your goodies. But if you do that, then I don't know if, let's see, yeah, there's spots on the card, like only certain numbers of players can go to each room. So, if you fill your rooms up with your own stuff, then nobody else is going to go there and help you in another way. So, I mean, you kind of don't want to jam up your own rooms. As the elevator gets deeper, like see how you have black, yellow, blue. As you go deeper, the rooms get better, so to speak. They give you more things. They make you more powerful. There are monsters in this game as well. Yeah, that's where it's showing you. This is what you have to pay when you land on this space, and your reward is what's at the top. So in this vault entrance, you'd have to pay 3 men. Well, that don't make sense. Maybe that does make sense. But what is that? Oh, no, that's food. That's a spoon and a fork. If you spend 3 food, if you put your player here and spend 3 food, you get an extra man to put out. Okay. You'll also have a board like this. This is where you keep track of your resources. This is your energy, food, and blood. Maybe that's not what they're called in the game, but that's what we call them. Happiness is not a resource. That's the happy face. This one. First player token. You can have item cards that might require you to exhaust them to use the ability that's on them. For instance, this gun here. Once you use it, it becomes exhausted. You tap it. This gives you +2 to your roll against attacking. This is going over income. This is when another player gets on your... Okay, when another player goes to your room, you gain the income on the room. Here we go about training. Here's your... again, if you're familiar with Fallout, you'll have your special up here. And you will get... I can't remember how it works. You cover up, maybe you cover up spaces, and they give you stuff. Like here's a plate. I'll get to that. Each time you get to a letter, it gives you something. Then in certain rooms there might be threats, which is a shaded card that you place over the room, which has, you can still see the room, but there's a monster on the top with monster abilities. You have to fight that monster before you can get the benefits of that room. Here it's going over fighting, injuries, ending the game. And then on the back again is your icon reference. You'll need this, like I said, for about the first half dozen or so of your games. Each player, and there are 4 of them, blue, brown, yellow, and gray. This is where you keep track of your stuff. You use these cubes down here to keep track of how much of what you have. There's a happiness marker. I think it goes on the... I don't know where these go. I can't remember. But these do things for you. These are... You can spend these for things, I believe. And up here's your playing pieces. These are... You only have this many workers. I don't know. It's only a 4-player game. So, I mean, it is quite a few workers. I don't know if you get a bunch at once. You get, I think, 2 or 3 to start with. And then I think it's easier to get an extra one. But then after that, I don't know. I can't remember how easy it is to get more guys. But there's a bunch there. And here are the cards. These are the rooms. This is an athletic room. If you put a guy here, the first player can put the guy here, and he gets this and that, which is... The question mark is you gain a resource cube from the track of your choice. And then the A is when you call this dweller, train it in a special stat. So you get the letter A. So that's, that's how it works. If you're the second guy that puts a guy here, you have to also pay 3 food to put a guy here, but you get 1 happiness. There's water purification, Nuka-Cola bottler, another water purification. These might be the starting cards. There's a weapon workshop. There's a nuclear reactor. There's an armory. And then, like I said, these are the monster overlays. So, I can't remember what causes these to be placed. But for some reason, if you have to place a monster, it goes over the card like this. So you have to beat the mole rats But if you do, you get 6 happiness. Then people can go in the room and occupy these spots. But you can't occupy the spots in the room until the creature's destroyed. And there's a small deck of them, of different sizes and values and such and so forth. Then there's smaller cards. There's like items. There's item cards in here. There's your plasma pistol. Nightwear. Oh, look, there's a parrot, a missile launcher, and a circuit board. Because who doesn't have all those 3 things in their house? What are these here? Not sure what these cards are for. But anyway, and it comes with 2 dice, a bunch of cubes and happiness markers. That's what happened. All my little happiness faces fell over into the cube space. My OCD will not allow things to be mixed that shouldn't be mixed. Alright guys, that's a quick look at Fallout Shelter. It's a fun little game. I remember playing it years ago and had a fun time playing it. But it's only a max 4 players. It plays relatively quick. It's kind of slow when you first start because you're going to have to work your way through it until you understand how it all flows together. And then after that, it's pretty quick. Probably more of a filler game, a little bit, maybe a little bit more than a filler. It might be a game you play once or twice when you play just a bunch of small games. But again, guys, thanks a lot for watching this video about Fallout Shelter, the board game. Who was this? Who produced this? I don't know. Asmodee, I guess. That might be just the... Anyway, thanks for watching, fellas. Have a good one.